everyone, this is Craig Proctor. Come on in. We're going to talk about how to make money now that we're past the NAR settlement and we have to negotiate our fee directly with buyers. We're not able to say to buyers anymore our services are free. And if you're watching this in Canada and you think this doesn't apply to you, it's coming to Canada as well. So on August 17th, as everyone is aware, the rules changed and real estate agents in the United States must actually meet with the buyer and get the buyer signed to a buyer agency agreement before showing any houses. And on that buyer agency agreement, it needs to be really, really clear how you're going to get paid, what you're going to get paid. What is not allowed, and this is old news, right? What is not allowed is on MLS, the seller can't be offering a commission on through the MLS to the buyer agent. So we're going to talk about how this is going to work. I'm wondering if you guys are having any challenges since these changes, any issues. Please do check in. Let me know the city that you sell real estate in. Okay, let me know right now the city and state, if you're in Canada, the city and province that you sell real estate in. Please check in because I have a free report that's going to summarize all this and I want to get it out to you. It's called the 7 Essential Strategies to Make Money in the Current Market. And you can make a lot of money. We're going to talk about my Millionaire Agents and how this rule change has actually been the best thing for them. They're making more money now with buyers than they were in the past. Like up until August 17th, your fee was set by somebody else, right? So when you worked with a buyer, you didn't get to decide what you got paid. In most cases, some agents were doing that, but most of you were just accepting whatever was being offered by the listing agent, by the seller. So if you're showing a buyer a house and the buyer says, I want to look at this house, I want to buy this house, and they're only paying 2%, well, that's what you got stuck with. Now you've got the opportunity to negotiate your own fee. In fact, by law, you cannot show a house, okay? Open houses are excluded, but you can't show a house to a buyer without getting the buyer contract signed. So how do we do that? Number one, we're going to talk about, well, how the hell do I get the buyers in the first place, right? Like, we don't have to worry about what to do with the buyers and how to negotiate a higher fee if you don't know how to get buyers in the first place. Then we're going to talk about, okay, how do I make the buyer meet with me and make the buyer sign up with me, sign a buyer agency agreement? How do I make them pay me? That's the wrong thought process. It's the wrong language. You can't make anybody do anything, right? You can't make somebody that doesn't want to buy a house buy a house. You can't make somebody meet with you, and you certainly can't make someone that meets with you sign something or make them pay you. You've got to start thinking in terms of, how do I compel buyers to contact me? Okay, I can't make them contact me. How do I compel them to contact me? How do I compel the buyer to want to meet with me? Doesn't matter what we want, right? That doesn't matter. They don't care what we want. We've got to have the right language to cause the buyer to want to come in and meet with us. Then we have to have a presentation that articulates massive value. Okay, now this shouldn't be new to any of you guys because that's exactly what you've done for forever with sellers, right? You had to have a great listing presentation because you had to convince the seller to, number one, pick you, but you had to convince the seller to pay you $20 or $30 or $40 or $50,000 or more in exchange for your services. So that's why your listing presentation always had to be strong. Your buyer presentation didn't have to be that good. What were you convincing the buyer to do? To pay you nothing, right? You could say, I'll get you, pre-qualified for financing. I'll email you every day all the new listings, and I'll run around and show you houses. And by the way, none of my services cost a penny. Now, as crazy as that is, last year in the United States, 49% of the real estate agents only sold one house or less, in a world where you could say to buyers, I'm free. They couldn't even sell free. How the hell are they going to sell my commissions 4%? Now, by the way, commissions are negotiable, but I want you to get 4%. I want you to get 4%, number one, because you're worth it. Now, as soon as I say that, you're like, well, I don't think my buyers are going to pay that. And I'm going to tell you right now, my Millionaire Agents from all over the country are getting 4% or more. They've actually got a 50% pay raise since the rule change. It's like anything else, right? The value, okay, is based on what people get, right? People drive Mercedes-Benz. Some people drive around a Hyundai Kia. So if you have absence of value, number one, buyers are not going to want to meet with you. They're not going to want to sign up with you, and they're certainly not going to pay you a premium. So you need to get coached up on how to do all of this. That's what we're going to talk about today. So again, if you logged in a little bit late and you would like the guide, I'm giving it away today on how to make money in the current market, type into the comments below free report. Okay, let us know that you would like the free report and we'll get that out to you. Let's start at the very beginning. And by the way, if you haven't checked in, make sure you check in. And if you want to be part of my private Facebook group, you can type in private group and I'll get you an invitation. That's where the heavy hitters hang out. It costs you $0 to rub shoulders with the top Craig Proctor agents in the world. That's going to help you. You need to start talking to people that you're not talking to, right? You need to start thinking ideas that you're not currently thinking. And most importantly, you need to start doing things that you're not doing. You know, agents come to me, they go, I want to do better. I want to get better results, but then they don't want to change what they're doing, right? That's impossible. Your routine right now, what you do every day, every week equals your results. So whatever you're doing is getting you what you're getting. And you're saying, well, gee, Craig, I don't like what I'm getting. I want to do better. Great. That's the first step, is to understand that we have to change the routine. To change the routine, we have to change the way you think. We have to change your mindset. What you think about controls what you do. What you do controls the results that you get. So let's talk about, first of all, how do we get buyers to contact us? Okay, not me calling them. Okay, some of you are like buying gazillions of Zillow leads, right? You're buying your leads and you've discovered people are not answering the phone. It's very frustrating, right? You're spending all this money buying leads. They don't want you to call. They didn't opt in. You're just buying scraped information and you're calling them and they're not answering the phone. And the odd person that answers the phone tells you, they blow you off because they don't know who you are. They don't know why you're calling. And it's a very tough business if that's how you're doing things. Everything, that is all completely unnecessary. I know nobody teaches you this, right? They get into real estate, they teach you cold calling, door knocking, sitting in open houses, and doing a whole bunch of dumb things that don't work well. Many of you know my story. Within 3 years of getting my real estate license, I became the #1 RE/MAX agent in the entire world for commissions earned. Within 36 months of getting my license. And before I had my license, I never sold anything in my life. I didn't know anything about marketing. This is all self-taught. Why did I teach myself how to be successful? Because I hated being unsuccessful. That first year in the business, I struggled because I did all the crap they told me to do. Go door knocking, sitting in open houses, chasing, working 7 days a week. Okay, so #1 thing you have to understand is the time that you work has no relation to how much money you make. I know you think that, right? Well, to make twice as much money, I'd have to work twice as many hours. Absolutely not true. I want to introduce you to the concept of leverage. I can tell you that the least amount of money I ever made selling real estate was that first year. I made not much at all, and I worked all the time. In a few years later, I'm making millions of dollars a year, and I'm working less than 40 hours a week, like normal hours, right? So I can have a family and kids and hobbies and that type of thing. That's what you want as well. But you need to be coached up on what works. So let's first of all talk about how to get the buyers in the first place. Then I'm going to tell you how this approach is going to work. And if you like this, by the way, if somebody could type into the comments below, Craig Proctor Call, no spaces, CraigProctorCall.com. If someone could do that right now, you guys still with me? And by the way, if you like this, smash the like button. Give me maybe like a little heart. Give me some love, some feedback here. This is all free information, right? I'm not looking for something to do today. I'm looking to help you guys get results. And by virtue of the fact that you're here, that means you're coachable, that you want to get help. You want to learn from somebody that sold over 10,000 homes. That's me. So CraigProctorCall.com, if someone could type that into the comments below. That's a clickable link, and you can book a half-hour consultation with my team. We're not going to sell you anything. We'll just explain how the Craig Proctor system works. Okay, we're going to start at the beginning. How do I get buyers to call me so I don't have to call them? Because calling them sucks. So how do I get them to call me? Well, here's the secret. Offer the buyers something they really, really want. Okay, some of you are offering things that the buyers don't want. There's a second part to this. Now listen carefully. If you want to get a lot of buyers, like an overflow of business, you must offer the buyers something they really, 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 really want, and they can't get it anywhere else. What would happen if that was true? Forget about how we do it for a minute. But if you were offering something in your marketplace to buyers that they really, 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 really wanted, and they couldn't get it anywhere else, they couldn't get it online, they couldn't do a Google search, it's not being offered by 1,000 other agents, you're the only person they can get this from, do you think you get more phone calls? If they really want it and they can't get it anywhere else, they're going to call you to get it. And that's called easy. How many of you would say, you know what, I'm pretty good. If I get face-to-face, Craig, with a buyer that wants to buy or a seller that wants to sell, I know what to do. I'm pretty good. My issue, you're saying my issue is I don't have enough at-bats. You know, the baseball analogy. You could be the greatest baseball player in the world. You could hit the ball right out of the park, but if the manager never puts you up to bat, you're not going to get any home runs. I want you to get home runs. So let's look at some of these offers. Here's what doesn't work. Okay, here's what does not work. If you are still offering buyers to email them the daily updates from MLS, the buyers understand they can get that information on their own. Okay, that is not a big deal. And you know this is true because when you offer, hey, I can email you the daily updates of all the new listings that come on the market from all the real, they shut you down. They say thank you, but no thanks. Because they can find that information, or at least they believe it, right? What it comes down to is what they believe. It doesn't matter what reality is. The buyers don't believe they need a real estate agent to find a house. How many of you would say amen to that? How many of you would agree that a lot of, I'm not saying it's true, because it's not, they still need an agent. I'm just saying what the buyers think, okay? The buyers don't think they need a real estate agent. I don't know why this is all blurry. They don't think they need a real estate agent to find a house. What we're going to offer is we're going to offer all the stuff you used to offer, the emails from all the agents and all the companies and all the new listings, but you're going to start offering things that the buyers want even more than that they can't find on their own. So that would be like off-market properties, okay? That would be new construction homes like builder closeouts. That would be bank foreclosures, distress sales, vacant homes. We're going to show you how to find this information. Because a lot of you right now are like, well, that would be great, Craig. I don't know how the hell to find all that stuff, right? So let's just leave that to a side. Of course you don't know how to do this. If you knew how to do this, you would be doing it. That's why you're coming to me, because you want to learn, well, what is it that buyers really want, and how do I keep that promise and give them that information? Trust me, we know how to do this. So we're offering stuff. That's the sign. We're offering stuff the buyers really, really want. And because they really want it and they can't get it on their own, they're going to call you. Now we're going to talk about what happens. What you're going to do then is you're going to meet with them. Now, they don't want to meet with you. The last thing in the world they want is to meet with you. So if you're weak on the phone, you could have phone calls coming to your office and you could be blowing the calls right now. You need magic words coming out of your mouth when you talk to the buyer to compel the buyer to want to meet with you. Because remember, they don't want to meet with you. They don't want to meet with any salesperson. Just like when you're buying a car. It's like, oh, I want to meet with a car salesperson. No, you don't. You don't want to meet with a car salesperson. You want to look around the showroom and not be bothered, right? How many of you, if you could buy the car without a salesperson, you'd rather do it that way? So the buyers now are intrigued by what you're offering, and they call you. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to qualify the buyers. You're going to ask them a bunch of qualifying questions. Well, why am I going to do that, Craig? Because you don't want to meet with all the buyers. You only want to meet with buyers that are motivated, right? They actually want to buy. They're qualified. They can afford to buy a house, and their timing is now. I don't want to meet with a buyer that wants to buy 2 years from now. I don't want to meet with a buyer that has unrealistic expectations, right? Or they ain't got no money or no credit. So we're going to ask qualifying questions. I teach you what to ask the buyers over the phone. Okay. Here's a great question, by the way. If the perfect home came on the market, are you in a position to act? If they say no, it's like, well, what are we doing here? I'm not going to waste too much time with you because you're telling me even if the perfect home came on the market, you're not in a position to act. Why not? I want to find out why not. Well, actually, we might be getting transferred by our company, but we won't know for another year. I ain't running around meeting with a buyer that has a reason why they can't buy for another year. Okay, that's just how I do it. You see, I've got a luxury of choice. I have so much business coming in. I have this overflow of business that I get to do something that you would like to do, which is to pick and choose. I want that buyer, but I'm not going to work with those ones over there. I get to pick and choose because I have the luxury of choice. I have too many buyers and sellers in my database. I can't work with them all. Now, if that was true for you, if you had more buyers and sellers than you could possibly work with, you could exercise your power of choice as well. I have no idea why. Okay, that's actually better. I think I wrecked it with this light. There. Sorry about that, guys. I've been fooling around. It's been going blurry. All I did was shut the light off. So now we have an appointment. How do we get an appointment? I skipped that part. What do you got to say to them to get the appointment? You're going to say to them, would you, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, would you like to get daily access to not only all the homes that are on the market, right, from all the other companies, but those are sometimes like overpriced. They're kind of picked over listings, right? You want to get the good stuff. I can also get you access to unlisted, off-market, okay, homes that have recently been reduced, distress sales, bank foreclosures, and vacant homes. Now, I could say that again, it would be completely different. But basically, what I'm saying is I can get you access to homes that you really, really want. When can we get together so I can take down exactly what you're looking for? Okay? Meeting with me is absolutely free of charge and no obligation. Is that true? Can they meet with you and it's free of charge? They're not obligated to buy anything? Exactly. So we teach you how to articulate the offer, to offer them something that they really want so they'll meet with you. Now, when you meet with them, you're going to have a buyer presentation. And the buyer presentation has to be good, right? It can't be weak. Before August 17th, you could have a weak presentation because you were only convincing the buyer to pay you nothing, right? You could suck. You could say, yeah, I really don't do anything, but I don't charge you anything anyway. And the buyer still might sign up like, okay, I don't have to pay anything. Today, you have to disclose with the buyer what you're going to get paid and how you're going to get paid. And there's two options. Option number one is the buyer is going to stroke you a check. Okay, they're going to pay you on closing out of their own pocket. Option number two is we're still going to get the seller to pay for it, but not through MLS. Okay, we're going to do it through the proceeds of the sale. Let me know, are you guys still with me here today? Can you hear me okay? Type in the comments. Yep, Craig, I can hear you. Everything is good. So what have we talked about so far? We've talked about your offer probably isn't that good. The offer, the words that come out of your mouth, and the ads that you run, you're not offering the right stuff. How will you know if you're offering the right stuff? You'll get a lot of buyers calling you. Now, how do you know if you're good on the phone when the buyers call you? Because the buyers will agree to meet with you. And how do you know if your buyer presentation's good? Because the buyers will sign your buyer agency agreement and they'll pay you 4%. Now, I know a lot of you don't believe that right now. Of course you don't believe it because you don't know how to do it. So this is actually a good thing. If this was true and you could get 4% instead of just accepting whatever the listing agent and the seller decided to pay you. Now, that means your presentation has to be good because all the other agents in your marketplace, would you agree, are charging less than 4%. They're charging 3%, 2.5%, whatever they're charging. Very few are charging 4%. Some might be charging more. Those are all my clients. How many of you would like to learn how to do this? Just say, I don't know, what are we going to have you type into chat here? I'm interested. Type in I'm interested into the comments below. So, you're going to order this report, okay? You're going to type in free report. We're going to get a summary out to you. Once you get the buyer assigned to the buyer agency agreement, Here's the crazy thing. We're going to get the buyers to do most of the work. You're going to have a conversation about, now that they've signed up, when you send them properties, you're going to train the buyers to drive around and look at the properties and to call you only on the ones you're interested in. Okay? Unless they're off-market properties. If they're off-market properties, we're not going to do that. We are going to go in and preview the home ourselves, make sure it's a good fit for our buyer, and then and only then are we bringing the buyer through. Now, I'll show you how to protect yourself, like you've got a buyer contract signed so they can't go around you, right? So far we've covered how do we get buyers to call us? Because none of the other stuff matters. You don't know how to get buyers to call you. It doesn't matter how good you are on the phone. It doesn't matter how good your presentation, and none of that matters. Many of you don't have enough clients. You don't have enough buyers coming at you. And if you don't have enough buyers coming at you, out of desperation, you got to work with everybody. How many of you are tired of wasting time with tire kickers? You're tired of wasting time with buyers that aren't motivated, or buyers that are rude, or buyers that fight you all the way through the transaction. And these buyers, these poor buyers, not only negatively affect your income, they negatively affect your life, your mood, right? How do you feel after a hard day of working with a disrespectful, unqualified, unmotivated buyer? You know, when you walk in the door, even your dog knows something's wrong, right? So I want to show you how to elevate your lifestyle and elevate your income, but you need to learn from somebody that knows what they're doing. How many of you have noticed that everyone on Facebook is a real estate coach? Everybody. Anybody that can afford to rent a Ferrari for the day, anybody, I was going to say that has a real estate license, but a lot of these coaches have never had a real estate license, never sold anything before. Look, I'm not saying I'm your guy, but I'm saying please do the research and get advice from somebody that's actually made millions and millions of dollars selling. My track record's very public and well known, right? Number one RE/MAX agent in the entire world, and I did it within 36 months. Now, the fact that I can do it means you can do it. You see, I took all my learning and I started sharing what I learned with thousands of other real estate agents. So I've created more millionaire real estate agents than any other coach or trainer or guru out there. Again, I ask you to type in, I'm interested. If you're interested. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to book a call with my team. Why? So we can show you how this will work for you. So CraigProctorCall.com. That's where you're going to go. You watch a little video of me. We're going to ask you a bunch of questions about your business. Why do we ask you questions? Because I want to know where you are right now, and I also want to know where you want to go. Here's how the consultation will work. First question, how many homes do you sell right now? I sell 25 homes a year. Great. How many homes would you like to sell? I'd like to sell 50. Okay. Why are you not already selling 50? And you'll proceed to tell me all the reasons why you can only sell 25 and you can't sell 50. Because I imagine if your goal was 50, you'd be doing it, right? So you're going to tell me, well, here's my issues. And then I'm going to help you for free understand how to overcome your issues. Now, if you jump on first of all, how many of you like this? This was free. This cost you $0. Again, if you like this, if you find this extremely helpful, please do me a favor and smash the like button or give me a little heart, right? Or let me know in the comments what you think of this approach. Does it make sense? This is what the millionaire agents are doing. They've got multiple lead generators. Most of you, because I don't know you, I can only say most of you, are not running the right offers. That's why people don't call you. And then you falsely assume, well, direct mail doesn't work and Facebook doesn't work and Instagram doesn't work and Google. You think everything doesn't work. You're blaming the media or we're blaming the customers. Let me say this. It's not the customer's fault in your marketplace. If the people don't know you, that's not their fault. That's your fault, right? If they're not, if they see your ads and they're not responding, that's not their fault. That's on you. You're not offering something they want. And I'm going to say it's not even your fault because the reason you're doing what you're doing is because somebody told you to do it that way. Your broker, the other agents, right? We get into real estate. We look around at what all the other agents are doing and we falsely assume, that's the way to do it. Okay, we talk about paradigms are other people's habits, right? Paradigms are, when you got into real estate, here's what I did, and here's what all of us did. You get into real estate, you don't know what the hell you're doing, so you look around at all the other agents, right? I look at this person, that person, I listen to my broker, I listen to a whole bunch of people that don't know what they're talking about, and I go out and I mimic what they tell me to do. So whatever you're doing right now, let's face it, you've already copied it from someone else. I'm suggesting we copy something that actually works, right? That we replace what you're doing right now with something that works better. So you need a lead generation system that doesn't depend on you. You need to be running more ads in more places more often. Then you've got an overflow of business because you're actually offering things that buyers and sellers want. Now, you can't blow the calls. When they call you, you need to know what to say. You need to know what to do to qualify the buyers, because we ain't meeting with everybody. You want to qualify the buyers, and then you want to convince the best buyers to meet with you. Remember, you can't make them meet with you. And when you meet with them, you can't make them sign the buyer contract. But you're also not allowed to show them any houses unless you get them signed to a buyer contract. You must learn how to negotiate your fee, because if you don't know how to negotiate your fee, you are actually working for $0. So that's a lot that we've covered here today. But let me try this light again. I don't know why that didn't work. If you guys want more information on this, another great idea for you is to check out my website, craigproctor.com. We have an upcoming conference, a 2-day conference coming up in California, in Anaheim, California, November 11th and 12th. Let me know in the comments below if you'd be interested in getting information in spending 2 days with me in Anaheim, California in a couple weeks, November 11th and 12th. Not only going to be meeting with me, you'll be meeting with hundreds and hundreds of Craig Proctor millionaire agents from all over the country. And sometimes, like, you're going to learn a lot more from them, right? Because you're going to go out to dinner with them, and after the conference is over every day, it's kind of like the seminar. After the seminar, go have a drink with them. It's the social proof that you need. Many of you want to believe this, right? You're looking for a mentor. And some of you have tried all kinds of mentors before, and you're a bit fed up with it, right? I tried this guy, and I tried this lady, and I tried this and that. And you're looking for somebody that actually successfully sold real estate, that can show you how to successfully sell real estate, because we all want the same things. You got into real estate because you wanted freedom, right? You thought, I'm going to make more money, I'm going to be able to set my own hours, and I'll have more time. So if I have money and I have time, that equals freedom. And here's the irony. Many of you watching me right now, you're not making the money that you need, right? Or if you are making the money, you're trading your whole lifestyle for the money. You got no time. Well, this isn't the plan, right? So this is possible, but you need to have a mentor, a guide. You need to have guidance. If you wanted to play golf, you would hire someone to train you, to coach you, to be a better golfer. You wouldn't hire somebody that didn't play golf. You would hire the best golfer that you know. Same with tennis, same with business. All of these experts, all of these pros out there, the CEOs, the entrepreneurs, they've been coached, they've been mentored. This is actually the best investment you can make, is in yourself and your education, because you're going to be doing this for a long, long time, right? Unless you fail, and then you're not doing this. And then you're thinking, what could have happened, right? How could this story have ended differently? So you've heard my story. I'm one of the top agents in the world, #1 in the world for RE/MAX within 3 years. And I have coached thousands of agents on how to do what I'm doing. The question is what about you? Do you want to at least get some more information on this? Go ahead and book yourself a call. Go to craigproctorcall.com. Okay, type that in below, craigproctorcall.com. It's a clickable link. And remember, I prepared this free report for you. It's about 12 pages on how to make money in the current marketplace under the new rules. And all you have to do is type in free report below. Also, a reminder, if you want to be part of my private group, so right now I'm on my business page, the real good stuff is inside the private Facebook group. Now, one more thing I want to share with you before we're done. How many of you think I gave you a pretty good presentation today? Now, I didn't talk to you on the phone. I didn't call you, right? I didn't meet with you. We're not sitting at your kitchen table. We did this by video. I'm going to teach you how to do this. I'm going to teach you how on video to record what you do, right? So you would say, hi, my name is, I work for Keller Williams or Remax or whatever it is. These are the services I provide, and this is what makes me different and better, and this is what I have for you. This is what I've got for you. And you're going to make these offers. Now, a couple things are going to happen. First of all, would you agree that a lot more prospects would watch a video of you versus answering the phone call, right? You're trying to call them right now. A lot more buyers and sellers in your marketplace would watch a video of you describing what you do, what makes you different, what makes you better, the services you provide, and this offer that you have. This is what I've got for you today. Would you give me that more buyers and sellers would be more likely to watch a video of you explaining it rather than answering the phone or letting you come over to their house just to explain what you do? Okay, now, here's another thing. As you've been watching this, do you think you've got kind of a feel for my personality, who I am, right? So you're kind of getting to know me. That's what we want for you. So we show you how to create this omnipresence in your marketplace. So people know who you are, what you've got, what makes you different and better. You're going to make an offer, but they also start to feel like they know you. You're pre-selling them. They feel like, okay, I like this person. People that don't like you are not going to call you, right? Like anybody that watches this and they say, I don't like this guy, they're not going to call me, they're not going to do, but that's okay. I don't need everybody, right? I want people that like Craig Proctor, that say, this is interesting. I think this guy might be my guy. That's the same for you. So the leads come in, and then we're going to retarget the leads so they get to see you everywhere. And they get to feel like they know you. And eventually what happens is because they know you, they like you, you've built authority with them. They think, okay, you're the expert. They call you. And when you get to their house, you know what they say? Oh, we see you everywhere. We feel like we know you. How many of you think that would be a better approach than what you're doing right now? Let me just type in better approach. Better approach. So the crazy thing about this is the more money I made as a real estate agent selling houses, the less work I did because a lot of it was automated. I didn't have to call people anymore. I didn't have to call them. I got them to call me because I had a good message. I was able to deliver the message. I was able to compel them to do what they wanted by offering something that they really, really, really wanted and they couldn't get it anywhere else. And then I had to develop a presentation. So when I met with them, it had to be good. I couldn't say, well, hire me and my services are free. We can't say that anymore. We have to say, I do this and this and this and this and this for you. And by the way, to get started, it's going to be 4%. Now, you're also going to say, my fee is 4%, but don't worry, we're going to try to get the seller to pay for that. So those of you that left early, you missed this part, right? How many of you would like to be able to say that and know how to do it, right? My fee is 4%, but don't worry, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, we're going to try to get the seller to pay for that. Then we're going to have that clause in the offer, purchase, and sale, and it's the seller is going to agree to cover in the closing costs the buyer agent's fee, your fee. So it's going to be easy for you to sell this to the buyer because the buyer is not directly paying out of pocket. Now, you want to learn all this, right? And some of you are doing it, but you can get better at this. How do you get better? You hang around with people that are selling more real estate than you. That's why. If you're doing 50 transactions a year, you're thinking like an agent that sells 50 transactions a year. Come to Anaheim, California in a couple weeks, and I'll sit you next to someone selling 1,000 homes a year. Boom, right? Now you're like, well, I got a totally different paradigm. Everything that you think is impossible, someone's doing right now. You don't have to have a creative bone in your body. All you have to do is copy. In fact, that's the hardest job for me as a coach, is just to get you guys to copy what the most successful Craig Proctor members are doing. So if you like this session here today, remember, turn on notifications. Okay, follow my page, follow my stuff. So whenever I go live, you're going to get it. That makes sense, right? This was free. You like this. How do I know you liked it? Because you're still here watching it. You wouldn't be here by virtue of the fact that you're still watching this after half an hour means you like this. It's good stuff. please smash the like button or give me a little heart, smash the little heart. And make sure you leave your comments below, okay, if you found this extremely helpful. You can also share this presentation with anyone that you know, another real estate agent, maybe your broker wants to help all the other agents in the office. You can share this with any realtor you know that you think would benefit from this information. So we're going to wrap it up for today. Go get them. Remember, order the report. We lay it all out how to do this. Book your free call, and I'll see you guys on the other side. This is real estate coach Craig Proctor. Thank you very much for watching. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're going to see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's going to let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.